Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, folks. We're paying at this man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female by Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, can you believe it? It is it's the day after, or just the week after the 4th of July. I hope everybody enjoy your holiday. Me, I don't celebrate like much like I used to. Every now and then, my my sister might have a little something. She didn't have anything this year. Then spend some time with. One thing I highlight for me was my baby brother. He came by. He visited me. I hadn't seen him in over a year. He moved away for a bit because there's some situations in his life, so he decided to move away because it was good for him. My one of my younger nephews, he came by. That was a highlight for me to see him. He's can you believe it? He just turned 41 last month. I can't remember when I used to change his diapers and chase after him when he was a little boy. Children grow up fast. He's already got a bunch of kids, and then I had the pleasure of seeing my youngest great niece was right around Father's Day weekend. So, folks, we are going to say shout out to particularly to the ladies who just competed this past weekend, at the Portugal Pro. That was yesterday. Impressive lineup, even though the numbers were small compared to average, because it's the cost of travel to other countries and overseas. But it was a good show. I didn't watch it, but I saw some clips and stuff like here and there because that's in another country. They started their prejudging, and then but they kind of wrapped up really quick, But shout out to the ladies who competed, and see some of the ladies. I just jumped on here to IG. Shout out to the hardcore female bodybuilding media, Claudio. He's guy that put up some great content. As you know, the winner in women's bodybuilding, especially for you fans of that division, is Alcione Barreto. Now, Alcione, this is a third time winning this show. She won it back in 2022. She won it last year. She's coming in as the reigning champion. Impressive lineup. Taking second is Alina Oprah. Third, Haggett. Don't want to miss not her last name. Fourth, surprisingly, this lady who won the show twice in her IFB Pro career is Anastasia Ryder. You have Parisa, who was fifth, and Vanessa, who was sixth, dead last. But shout out to Alcione. She bounced back. She had to take care of her mother. I respect that. Also, we go over to WPD, and I'm a fan of I'm a bit of a fan of division. Shout out to Sylvia Martinez, Martinez, and she just came in after taking third at Imperial. She took a break off. She didn't compete for a couple of years, and she takes first place. This is going to be her first Olympic qualification. A good lineup. Taking second is Julia, who won the Imperial earlier, so she already qualified for the Olympia. I was surprised. I thought most definitely this was going to show she's going to win. And taking third was Linka Ferrakova, and Miss Ferrakova is a two-time Olympian. She's earned her 2 times. She's been to Olympia in women's physique. Julia, looked really good. This was really close between these two. But shout out to Martina. I'm sorry, shout out to Sylvia. She really came in great condition, in great shape. Finish up is there was only 9 ladies. I want to shout out to Yasmin, who took fifth. Martina, who took fourth, and my dear friend, the lovely Miss Jada Beverly, who took sixth. And that was pretty good, 6th place. I mean, especially in a lineup like this and coming over to another country. But it was impressive. These impressive ladies. You can look for these pictures. Shout out to my man Claudio. Yeah, he was there. And last but not least, the figure division. And shout out to Sarah Poser. If I mispronounced her name, I apologize. She won the title. This is her first qualification. She's only a pro for about a couple of years. Taking second is her fellow Italian Luana. Taking third is Adela Andrejkova. Surprisingly, I mean, this is going to be her 9th show, and she took third because last couple of shows she's in the top 2. And coming in fourth is Bahar Arar. If I mispronounced the name, I apologize. And surprisingly, who's coming in the fifth place is Nina Polos. And I was surprised because Nina took second at the Imperial just about a couple of weeks ago, and then she takes fourth. I mean, fifth. I mean, but again, the judges panel would be different depending on the shows. But very impressive young lady. Some say her look is closer to WPB than it is to with physique. I mean, the figure. But again, I'm not a judge. I'm a fan, and the criteria is often changes every so often. So anyway, shout out to the ladies. Congratulations on your win. We might talk about it a little bit during the show. Well, folks, as you know, bodybuilding is changing over times, over years. We're always having who's going to be the next and brightest to come to the sport, who is going to bring certain levels of muscle development, especially depending the division that really got me to it, women's bodybuilding. And shout out to the ladies who compete in that division. As you know, they're trying to get back on top with a lot of things going on. We was hoping that we had a lot of bodies for Portugal, but we have some shows coming up. We have a show this month also in the States, Chicago Pro, but they're not doing the open for women's bodybuilding. They're doing they have masters. And again, with me, I feel it's half-assed, so I'm not going to really, because I'm trying to save for a trip, and I think I'm just going to skip watching that show. And, shout out to Tim Gardner for still giving somewhat women bodybuilding a platform, but not a full platform like he used to. But anyway, as we did last week, we talked about the ladies who came close to becoming Miss Olympia during their careers. So many of them, quite a few. But also talk about the future of women's bodybuilding. Who's going to come in? As I often say this, I'm a fan of Andrea Shaw. I can't help myself. I think she's so beautiful. She's so amazing. Anytime I talk about her, I get a twinkle in my eye. Because, when she came in, it was a little after when the bodybuilder world pushed out women bodybuilding from the shows. So few promoters were carrying it. And she came in here and she gave it new life. And, she's been champion she's going to be she's coming up on her possible seventh Miss Olympia title this coming September. And I always got to say it's Andrea Shaw. I can't help myself. I can't help it. I think she's just so amazing. I still love my magazine. I still love it. It's my toy. I love it. Yeah, she signed it. I'm special. But anyway, we're going to talk about who possibly could maybe, either take the title away from her and she's sitting champion, or come in and become a new champion when she maybe step away, hang up the shoes and say, or hang up the posing suit and say, you know what, I'm done. If she hits the record, because Iris Kyle has the most wins, 10 Olympias, 9 consecutive Miss Olympias from 2006, 2014, and right now, Andrea has 6, and she's possibly might get 7. So is there somebody who can take her down while she's still champion, or somebody who can come in and become the new champion when she steps away? So we have some guests. Shout out to one of my guests. He's a frequent flyer here. Shout out to my nephew here. Shout out to young Mr. John. Oh, sorry, Alex. He's here. Welcome.
How you doing, George?
Yeah, how you doing, son? You're welcome. How was your holiday?
Work was surprisingly slow. I mean, I thought it was going to be super busy, but I think it was like the day before, which makes perfect sense. Everybody wanted to get your food, everybody, and I just had it settled down during most of the day. Had a little small food of my own before I went to work. It was quite relaxing. I can't believe that day already. The 200, this country's already 250, and it came by so fast. I honestly don't know what to say, but it comes and goes, I would say.
And I didn't do much anyway either. I was at home, but like I said, the highlight for me was my brother and my nephew came by to visit me. I appreciate that. Shout out to my man here, KLA the Wanderer. He's in on the board. He's just, shout out to him. Check out he got interview tomorrow with the lovely Mrs. Ryan Martin. You check out my man KL's content. He just posted he went to saw the Supergirl movie. And it was,
I haven't seen it. I'm not, don't want to hear any spoilers. I heard some people are really giving this movie a hard time right now. But I'm going to see it for myself. I just, you know, hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to say something to me.
Well, you got to say something. I just itch you in. You have good
Well, I
holiday.
can't say
Anything to
nothing
say?
if Alex talking, then I'm just being quiet. You could just say AKL such and such and such, and say sure. What did I think about Supergirl? I mean, it wasn't as bad as, in my opinion, it wasn't as bad as people was talking about it,
Yeah, I know.
negative
I
about
keep
it.
hearing people are complaining about the
See,
same
there we
reason about
go.
all
There
Whoa,
we
whoa,
females.
whoa,
go.
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
trying to say something when you're
whoa, 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 whoa.
talking.
Let the man finish his conversation first, son. All right, then
Thank
you
you.
can spring it. But let's go ahead and move on to something else because I know give the kid a chance. Okay, so shout out to my man here. And he's a man. I love him. He's my brother, but he keep putting his hands on my girl. It's my man David.
Oh,
He said he was
David.
gonna make it,
What's
but I
up,
saw him
Dave?
pop in,
David,
and
good to see
Hey
you.
guys,
I love you, David. You're my brother, but you keep putting your hands on my girl. Why you keep
I'm
doing
gonna
that,
do
David?
it
Why you want to
again.
make what? I
Hey,
gotta get
don't
your hands on
forget
your
David,
girl.
this month. I'm still planning on heading there.
Yeah, I don't have a problem
I'm gonna.
with Josh. Cause I'm sorry, with Alex. Sorry, sorry, Alex. But I have a problem with you because you did it the first time. I let Alex go. He's a special kid. I let him go. But with you, you're a grown man. You know better.
Well, I'm gonna see her again at Steve Carr's show, I guess, but I'm not going to the Olympia this year. So, but I'm gonna get my hands on her again.
I tell you, you can look
Oh,
at her,
really?
but you can't touch her. You can look at her, you can't touch her. And also, we have here another man here. Shout out to our man Josh, Empire Nation stand up. He is popped in. Hey, Joshua.
Hey,
What's up, Em?
change Josh Jones as his profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who that is. Allow me to. Well, she was like Jay-Z. Allow me to reintroduce myself
Yeah,
and won that money.
yeah, I'll say I'm good choice. I met her before. Yeah, she's very nice lady. Yeah.
Well, as you know, we did last week. We did talk about a discussion of who possibly could, take the title or maybe become the next Miss Olympia. Andrea has been dominant. She has held title for at least this coming 6 years already, and she's looking for a possible seventh title. As you know, the last person who held the most titles in that division was Iris Kyle. She had at least 10 titles altogether, 9 of them consistent. But the question is, could anybody take down a champ? Can anybody, become the new Miss Olympia? So I want to get your thoughts.
Oh yeah, I know. I know just one woman. Her name is Lavinia Barros. She puts in
I
the
was
Me
work.
actually
too.
gonna say
I
that. Yeah.
agree 100%.
She promotes herself on Instagram a lot and other social media platforms and does special guest appearances.
Yeah, exactly.
What
That's
else?
what I was thinking. I had to think about
What else does she do? Oh yeah, I mentioned she puts in the work 100% every time and came in third place last year. Come on now, that's the only
Not
woman
to
I could
mention
think
her
of.
dad was a bodybuilder, so at least she knows how to do it. Knows where she gets it from.
Exactly, she knows the business too, so that's another plus.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah,
I
she
like
has a
I like
great look too. I like her. I could definitely see her being Miss Olympia, but maybe when Andrea retires or if Andrea ends up off a little bit sometime. But
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
I
When
could
she
see the lady
retires, yeah,
doing it.
when the time comes, basically. I mean, she does have potential to be the next Miss Olympia. Like I said, she does. Yeah, what me and Josh said. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I think like that's things because with her she's a lot younger. She's not even. I think she'll be turning 30 this year. But again,
Mhm.
Andrea is just I would say next to undefeated. I mean, other than her loss to Angela Yo back in 2024 at the Rising Phoenix, you know, I don't really it's going to be hard for anybody to defeat this. This woman is right now.
Hmm.
She's getting ready. Her shape is just phenomenal, unbelievable. I mean, her work ethic is one thing that really stands out about her. And also, as I talk to other people, say that she has a great personality about her. She has a great appeal to her. Some things I think some say she might need to work on, but those things are overlooked by her overall genetics, her work ethic. I mean, again, I this woman stands on the top. You know,
I mean, what does she need to work
Think
on?
she's
I don't see nothing that
overrated
she
at times.
needs.
I think some
Nobody
the
out
issues
there
also
don't
with her
think that
back.
she's overrated a little bit.
What?
Well,
No, I'm saying nobody
well,
don't think that she could be overrated, and I'm saying like there got to be somebody that could match us. I don't know.
nah, I don't think she's overrated. That's just maybe me. I may be a bit biased.
Mm.
Ooh. Rainier
Yeah.
Temiscan, the Phenom, could be the next face of the women's bodybuilding division.
Well, possibly because she
Well,
is.
maybe not now, but like a few years from now.
Well, like I said, I think Renya, she still is growing and developing as a
Yeah.
competitor. Could she possibly become a Miss Olympia competitor, Miss Olympia champion? That's the thing is the thing about her because she started out in originally doing wellness, and
Yeah.
then she made the switch, and she got her first qualification. This was for her at the USA's back in 2025, where she got a pro card. Then she made her
Yep.
pro debut. If you, mine was just a month later at the
Yep. At Tampa.
Tab Pro. I was there,
Yeah, me
and she's
too.
I
impressive.
could see her as
Yeah.
Miss Olympia
Hmm?
couple of years. I could
She,
see her as Miss
I,
Olympia in a
she
couple of
still a
years.
little light. She's still a little light on muscle, but
Yeah.
I would give her like a couple more years to build the muscle. Let's see how her, in terms of aesthetics and her dieting and training goes with her husband, and we can see where this goes from there.
Well, she's working with Christina Mendoza as opposing coach, and
Oh, great, good
you know,
choice. Yeah, she's good at. She knows how to pose. She knows how to teach people how to pose.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and she's really. I think from these pictures, she's really has put on some size from since she made her pro debut in
Mm-hmm.
Tampa. I
Yeah,
mean,
she's put on some good size. Yeah.
yeah,
There was
she's
there
really
was a
got.
newer post of her, I think not at if you go up a little bit, let
Mm-hmm.
me see. Not one of the pin
This one.
posts, but yeah, that might be that
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
maybe
that
that,
one.
that might be it. Yeah, that man, she looked really good there. I was like,
Woo-wee.
Okay, that's a
Yeah, calm
start.
down,
That's a start of
Josh.
improvement
Jesus
right there.
Christ.
That's nice.
He said,
she
calm
looks
down,
incredible.
Josh.
It looks almost a little bit,
I
almost a
think
little like almost AI a little bit, but
I know.
she,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Well,
she's
I've
still
But
seen
she's
she,
still
AI.
pretty
It's
too.
always uncanny every time I see like how over exaggerated the muscles can be.
yeah. We have your comments here. Shout out to my man Black Panther. He says this. Give you a second. He says, "Hi George, this is the Black Panther. No shit." Also, this is from my man Jeff. He says, "Hey George, I'm about to eat dinner. Then I will join you. I have a list of people for the Olympics, the
Okay.
Olympia.
The
Yeah,
Olympics.
yeah. Also, shout out to my Black Panther. He says the Portugal Pro in the women's bodybuilding division was a great on video. All right.
Mhm.
Says also, man says Black Panther Studios. You should come on today and join me and George. I don't know if he would because I think I invited him a few times, but it's up to him. So
Yeah.
yeah, Rania is one of the good examples of that. I mean, she has that potential. Plus, she like Andrea, she's very appealing. She has a very physically attractive presence, very feminine. That's the
Mhm.
one thing they always talk about when it comes to women's bodybuilding. They want women who have very feminine look to it. Like we talk about Lavinia, is she's has evolved as a competitor. She was originally was a physique competitor. Then she made the switch, and then she got first Olympic qualification. It was a show that it was her and just Alcione. There were only two competitors. That was in Brazil, and her potential is great. I mean, again, she's like you got to think about it. Andrea is in her mid 40s now, and Lavinia's not even 30 yet. So she
Mhm.
has the potential to possibly, if in the next 4 or 5 years, Andrea steps away from the show for competing, most definitely maybe becoming the next champion.
Yeah, it's amazing she's that young actually because she looks so her body is just so mature, she just looks really amazing. Yeah.
I
But
agree. Yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was mind blown when I first heard her age. I mean, yeah, I was really surprised how young she was when I first met her. I was really mind blown that she was able to win Tampa last year so easily. Like I had a feeling she was going to win, and I was really blown away. Like this was easily it.
Yeah, it was between her and Barbara moving.
Yeah, oh,
So,
Barbara's great too.
Yeah, Barbara's
Yeah,
equally
they're both.
silly. I think Barbara was easily good too, despite being older than her. She really put up a lot of muscle as well.
I think it's almost a 20 years gap between Barber and Lavinia. And again, question is how long Barber will compete. As you know, she's focused on Olympia. I know she's hanging out with our dear friend Melanie Horton, and she's training. This is her. It's a versus is 9 weeks out, so that means 9 weeks out. So if she's going to do a show, I'm wondering. This is from goes back to June 24th. So as you know, she's invited to the Rising Phoenix, so she's going to be there. This is very impressive. And again, she's still young. She still has that potential to, as many ladies hadn't hit her, as you call it, her muscle maturity.
I like her hitting that quad shake in that earlier video. That's pretty awesome.
It was only the most muscular shape that really shows how empowered she is.
Yeah, she does a good most muscular. Yeah.
Yeah. I think about somebody like Alicia Young when she was in the game. Had a great look to her, great muscle, great femininity. That's somebody that's also a lot of people was hoping maybe make a return after she stepped away from the sport. Don't know when she ever gonna come back, but I think that's where I see.
We're a little bit. I could tell she had the biggest. Remember, past decade or two ago, she really had the biggest muscular arms. I mean, you could tell she had the biggest arms at the time.
We got here a shout out to my man here, Black Panther. He says this. He says, give me a second. There should be younger women's bodybuilder and women's physique in the next decade. Well, that's the thing is, a lot of these younger women will rather chase a division like maybe, fit model or or maybe bikini or even go as far as figure. But then it's that time, the process of them to grow. Bodybuilding, I would say you have to have like what that me and Kaya both know, and we interviewed the lovely Mary Demi, aka Miss Biffy. She's getting ready, and there's potential for her to do well in bodybuilding. She has a great look to her, great lines. I know she said she could do North Americans in a few months, but many of the younger competitors, where a handful might do like women's bodybuilding, but generally most of them would rather do something like figure fit model or maybe bikini. Or the most popular one is wellness. Shout out to my man Black Panther. He's sticking in here. He got another comment. He says this. He says, Andrea Shaw is the greatest. She's great. Ambassador for women's bodybuilding. She is great. Michigan licensed realtor and businesswoman. She has a beautiful smile. She does. Thank you. Well, we just had a guest just pop in. Give me a second. And that is our dear friend Jeff. Jeff just popped in here. Yeah, welcome, Jeff.
I'm not going to show my face.
Hello.
Hey
So
guys.
what's that list
okay.
you mentioned about it? What you had in mind, Jeff?
So
let's hear it, Jeff.
Excuse me. So as George was saying, it just actually Google search who would I like to see, and their names came up: Natalia, somebody, Julia Foley, Miss Beefy, maybe somebody like young and competitive, like maybe KL's gonna interview a lovely lady tomorrow. You never know who Dave's gonna interview. You never know who I would interview. It's just gonna maybe somebody up and coming. Hopefully the Yankee, hopefully the New Yorker, like Ashley and like me. I'm a New Yorker also. So if there's any New York bodybuilders, they should join us. It's just gonna about Miss Beefy. I think I think Miss Beefy could be the next Miss Olympian because my birthday is September 11th. So Miss Beefy will be my guest live with David or KL or Alex as we were talking all about female body. Hey Joshua, give me a lady. I'm single. Joshua always has a clue.
Hey.
Wow.
Calm down, son. Calm down. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a drink. Take a drink.
It's a Monday.
He was like, "Hey, Joshua, give me a lady."
Hey, hold on, George. Hey, Black Panther, come on, don't be shy. Come on, everybody's welcome. I encourage him to join next week, George. Black Panther will join next week.
Well, that's up to him. Like I said, that's up to him. Shout out to my man here of Black Panther. He's made a comment. He says, "Women's bodybuilding and women's CrossFit are a great winning combination." Okay. Also, he gives shout out to my man David. He says this. He says, "David, female body inform, you are the greatest. Keep up the great content on your channel." Yes, just saw my man did an interview
Thank
with
you.
Eileen Alvarez. Just this past weekend, this past week, and he's also, as you know, he's going to be also at Tampa, because that's where this is home base. He's going to be there to check out the show, and also he's going to be planning to, as you said earlier, try to go to the Steve Carr show. Shout out to him. So, but anyway, there's another name that pops up, and we talked about who is more likely a chance to for Miss Olympia, and I got to shout out that is Ashley Jones.
All right.
Yeah.
She does. I think she does. She's close. A little. I think she's very well balanced. She's also knows her. She has poise in her performance. She knows how to be elegant on stage while maintaining femininity and muscle at the same time. Like she's close. She's like you said. Wasn't she like you called her a baby Andrea Shaw at one point?
No, I don't call baby Andrea Shaw. I think somebody might have did, but the thing with Ashley, because one thing is she started off in figure, and she evolved over time, coming from figure, going up to WPD. She got, she actually had 2 qualifications for the Olympia, but then she only did 1 because 1 year she got sick, and then she made the switch, took some time off, made the switch, and then on her debut with bodybuilding, get invited to the Rising Phoenix and making top 3.
Exactly,
making top 3 at the Olympia, and that's pretty impressive. And then coming up the next year, and most definitely coming second to Andrea. I'm a fan of hers. I think she's a great look, a great physique. But again, I think there's some issues with her. Like one thing is she is going to be a little bit on the shorter side. So she might be just an inch or 2 taller than Michaela Aycock. And she has really made some improvements. As you know, this weekend, one of her clients competed at the Universe, and she didn't get a pro card, but she did pretty well. And she's also coached and working with other competitors, especially within the bodybuilding division. And also she has quite a few ladies in figure. I think she's a great look to her. It was a great opportunity to meet her, and she gave me a shout out on my channel. Thanks to Alex for that. She has the mass, but again, it's the type of aesthetics. Again, she's shorter, and I think the judges are looking for a certain look and a particular kind of build that they want to push for the next Miss Olympia. Now, if Andrea steps away or something happens, could she get the title? By default, possibly. But again, it's all up what the judges want and what they're looking for.
Yeah, I could definitely see
I
her
agree.
as Miss Olympia. She's amazing, and she's super sweet too. Just one of the nicest people I've met.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was very sweet when I met her after the show. That was she.
Yes, she it just come. If I was actually be a judge, ask me. I think that she could actually be Miss Olympia because it just come. I love her compassion. I love her compassion to encourage other young ladies. She said, "Hey, if you want to become like the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, like just do it." As Nike said, "Okay, guys, I need to get going right now, but I'm gonna keep on chatting with people." Guys, check out David and George. You never know who's going to come on here. Ashley, please come on here and give me a shout out because, as KL says, USA is going to be winning the World Cup tonight.
Oh my God!
He hasn't.
Hold on, Jeff. I think you just got into the 16. So I don't think it's not even title. It's a title run just yet. I don't pay attention to soccer like that, but I am aware of it.
I know it's just gonna be. Before I go, Kay is actually wearing the white hat. That's actually Ashley Jones' team, the Yankees, I believe. Is she from like New Jersey or Dallas? Where was she from originally? Is she like? Where is Miss Jones from? Miss Jones, if you're single, I'm looking for you. I need a muscular lady.
Yo, Jeff, probably you need to go to on Velvet Road, man. Go to
Yeah,
New
taking the
York.
Velvet Road. Taking the Velvet Road.
Come stop by to New York City.
Okay, I'll be
And
in New York in August.
Nah,
the next event is July 11th.
July
I
11th.
don't know if you'll make it. I don't know if you gonna make it, but you know.
I'll be there in August. So maybe
come to August or something, man.
Okay, guys, keep. I don't know what. Hey, Joe, did any comments? I don't know. I'm just having fun. Let's see if there's any comments. I don't know why.
I get the comments. I get the comments soon enough, brother. I get the comments, but don't take that boy to Velvet Road. You have him sprung. You have him. You'll lose his mind if you take the Velvet Road, KO. You have that boy sprung. He'll
he'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Go, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, no. You have that boy sprung. You have him all over the place. Shout out to my man, Black Panther. He says this. Black Panther says, female bodybuilders, Doxana Dawson can be a shining star at the Miss Olympia. She has a great hard rib physique art. And Texas, USA, it's beautiful female bodybuilder. Yeah, I like the Sanka. As you know, she's qualified. She actually won her qualification last year at the Titans Grand Prix. She was supposed to compete that year, but then she did something where which she took a qualification because she was already qualified for that show for that last year's Olympia, but then she was somehow able to parlay it for next year's Olympia. Could she? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't.
Whenever she was a little lighter, she looked a little lighter when compared to the physiques of the other ladies. So I think she's still growing. Like she has the potential, but like Rania, she still needs some time to grow. You know what I mean? Like in her mass, and to make sure she matches the qualifications to reach that title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing it's about the growth, and if she doesn't have the overall aesthetics for women's bodybuilding and how well she can place, especially if we go against people like not just Andrea, you also have Alcyone, who was in the top 5 this last year. You also have you still have Angela Yo, who was at point like 3 times runner up to Andrea, and you have some other ladies who are coming up from the back end, like one young lady who she's making her switch after her last couple of shows, where one show she got her first Olympic qualification, and another show she kind of missed it. She got 4th place, and that is Sarah Bradley. And Sarah is, she made an announcement, I think, was it last week, that she was going to do women's bodybuilding. And I think it might be, honestly, I think it's a good move for her. Because if you've seen the pictures and posts, and everybody's talking about, how much she's grown. She took 3 years off after her last competition back in 2023. And, she's really has, honestly, again, this is where we talk about the criteria, where she's more close to what the look of women's bodybuilding is than WPD. I think you keep running away from what's the criteria. The judges goes back to that when somebody told her, "Hey, you should be your body fits women's physique." But again, if you look at Sarah, she's very impressive. She says she's going to take this time off to grow. I would say she could pop in the show maybe through Tampa or Atlanta, and most definitely, I can see her getting her qualification this year for both WPD and women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, that will give her more time. I could see that. Yeah. Again, I do see the aesthetic. I do see the potential in the aesthetics. I definitely see the V shape in her back, the arms, and the legs. I can definitely see that. Just need some time to even it out to match that criteria.
And things she's about the same age as Lavinia. She's like around she's 29, and she has that potential to grow as a competitor, because she's not even reached her, as they consider, muscle maturity. Uh, Again, this is a young lady who will possibly, she's not going to do the Olympia this year because she says she needs to take back. Because when she did a post where she talked about the reason why she's not doing, because she doesn't want to come in dead last. But again, I wouldn't want to miss the experience of going to a big show like Olympia. Here she is. We'll talk with her.
Just been crazy. Like, obviously, it's good that it's going crazy because it's bringing a lot of light to women's physique. We were saying that Tonio Burton won Legions and no one was talking about him. They were just talking about Optimum. And that's like, no one has done that ever with women's physique. And I've always said to one of my close friends the other day, I was like, I've always said I wanted women's physique to have the limelight that it deserves because it's a beautiful category and it should be given. The weekend that's just happened, it was a weekend about women's physique, and that's I've done my job because people were talking about it, and that's all they were talking about. So for me, like that side of the social media side of things has been fucking epic because it's really positive. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about women's bodybuilding and the possibility of moving over to that and things like that and whatever. And there's always going to be those conversations because obviously everyone will have their opinion. The way that the IFBB are looking to run things, it could potentially change. I mean, the social media side of things has.
Well, I think she made a good move to move over because she's still young and growing. She still has potential for growth in this sport. And, it's no point saving the division where if you do a show and you might feel like you can go dead last at Olympia, okay, but still go just for the spirits of it. Just say, hey, I've been to Olympia. But again, she could possibly jump in the show. I would say there's a couple of shows post after the Olympia that could be a gateway for Olympic qualification to women's bodybuilding. There's a Steve Carr show. There's a show. There's a Lena Popa show over in Romania. Also, the two Lena shows. Actually, one in September and the one in November. If you want to do is give it more time to maybe make the adjustments, November would be a great time. And there's also a show in Germany that is the Dennis James Europa Championship. So that's possibly a show. We have here a comment from my man Black Panther. He says this. Says Andrea Shaw is the great video of Andrea Shaw. George, she is young Linda Murray back in the 90s. Nah, I wouldn't say young Linda Murray back in the 90s because her muscle aesthetics is way bigger. She even surpasses Iris Cow when it comes to size. Popularity wise, I might say maybe Linda Murray, but condition shape wise, no, I wouldn't put her in the same line with Linda Murray. Those are two different levels. We have here another one. He says this. Shout to me. It says Black Cherokee Indian Desana Dawson is the greatest female bodybuilder and natural track star living in Texas. Yeah. Shout out to my man David. He had to pop out. He's watching. He says USA versus Bulgaria World Cup game will good tonight. Plus, there's some political intrigue with Trump on the game. Fuck him. So anyway, but again, there's still some princess ladies. Could possibly one lady who has been close to the title a couple of times. She took a step back last year when she took fourth. And that is Angela Yo. Could Angela climb back up into the contendership for Miss Olympia?
I mean, she could. I mean, I can still see her make it to the top 6. She had the aesthetic. She's like one of the most muscular ladies at these past decade. She has. I mean, she won Rising Phoenix, so at least there was something that made her close. Made her close at the time.
Well, fair Angela Yo. Been following for a long time. She made a debut about 5 years ago, almost about 5 years ago. Actually, about 4 years ago when she competed at Chicago Pro. She has a great overall look to her. Some say there's some things about her that I think IFB may not like as much compared to something like if you look at someone like Andrea. But she's an impressive lady. Overall, great physique, pretty good conditioning. Some things she might need to work on. As you know, she was for the last couple of years she was first runner-up to Andrea Shaw. at the Olympia. She's also Rising Phoenix champion. She won the title when she defeated Andrea for it back in 2024. I'm a fan of her physique. She has a great look to it. Some say her look is she's very into gothic stuff. It might be the thing that I think that maybe the judges may not like as much. But again, she does have overall great aesthetics, a great build. I truly hope she does in the future. Maybe get back into the top three. Maybe even if Andrea steps away from it, she might possibly become the next Miss Olympia. But again, you still have young competitors like Ashley and also Lavinia. But again, like I said, I'm a fan of Angela. You know, so let's wish all the best for it because she's qualified for the Olympia, and this is the ladies who are the top five. You have Andrea, you have Ashley, you have Lavinia, you have Angela, and you have Alcione. And Alcione, she's really has come a long way. I mean, a while back, she did crack the top three back in 2023, and then she kind of took a big fall, where she was like next to the bottom in 2024, and then she climbed all the way back to be into the top five. So you think that she's also a possible contender when it comes to a Miss Olympia title?
I would follow her like that. I mean, yeah, I just see her on things that you post or Dave, female bodybuilding channel, but I don't know. I can't really say.
I
If I say
mean,
some Alex,
no, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to seeing what she has that what she was placed and what could be improved on that would hopefully maintain her spot. If she kept training. The conditioning's there. I do see the conditioning. I think maybe it's the size of the legs. I think maybe it's the size of her back. It's
well,
balance.
again,
I
she is
see the
impressive
balance.
physique. Yeah, she's like I said, she's been competing for quite some time, as you know, and she really has made some gains. She's working with Robert Field, a gentleman who I had the pleasure of interviewing a while back. That's her current coach. Um, how her future is in this sport is, she took one thing I really respect what she did was her mother got sick and she took time to take care of her mother. And I can tell you from firsthand, it's a lot when you have to step in and take care of a family member that goes through what she goes through. But and also she's dedicated. I'm a fan of Alcione. So I'll post something and she'll like tag me back. One thing, she doesn't speak any English. She speaks Brazilian. This is her from the right after she did the Portugal Pro with the Female Bodybuilding channel. And again, some things is that she has good about size and a decent amount of conditioning, but overall, I think there's something there that might be missing. That possibly, why she's kind of a hit or miss as a
Yeah, that's what
possible
I was
Miss
saying. Yeah.
Olympia. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, yeah. The thing is, the judges always, this is Miss Olympia is the top title, especially for women's bodybuilding, and you want to have somebody really represent the overall look and aesthetics of that division. We have here some comments. Let me see if I can pull them up. These guys here, hey guys, you've been appreciate you guys for sitting here and you see, wait a minute, I'm just going to say, what's going on here? I said I need a new computer. Wait a minute, popping up. It's kind of so. There we go. We got here from a man. Shout out to my man David. He just made a comment in the comment section. He says this. He says, "I think Osio could win Miss Olympia. She's amazing." I give her that. Also, we have here is Haley coming through. And she says, when will you do another interview with a female bodybuilder? Well, it's gonna be a while because, like I said again, it's up to these ladies. I can't make them do what I want them to do. It's up to them when they want to do it. Shout out to my man David. He says this. He says, "Sorry, I had to drop off, but I'm listening What do you think of Melissa Tyke? I hope she come back again and compete.
I don't know. We honestly don't know. That's up to her. She did say she wants to take. She wants to stop competing, but we really don't know if she'll ever come back. That's after what she's been through that year. So just when she was starting to move up from figure to physique to bodybuilding, we don't know where they will go from here. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing with her. As you know, Melissa at one point was winning physique for a good while. She earned 2 Olympic qualifications in that division. Then she finally made the switch a little bit after that, but didn't get a qualification. She did get to George Rice Phoenix in 2023. Took a break, came back, and then she got her first Olympic qualification. Could she? We never know, because you know what? I've seen quite a few ladies who stepped away from the sport because of either whatever personal reason or whatever thing going through their life. You know, like she said, the big problem was the expense, because the was it the 2024 Olympia was very expensive for her, because that's when she got qualification. Or was it? No, it's 2024. Yeah, and she decided to take a step back for the financial cost of competing. We have a man, Jeff, just come back in. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's good, Empire Nation?
Josh.
Empire Nation.
Josh, sorry.
Yeah.
Josh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a phone call. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. It happens. But Melissa, you know, she is. We never know, because again, I've seen ladies who take a step back for whatever personal reasons, whatever they feel like they need to do. I mean, for some stuff I've seen her, she's kind of on and off on social media. Sometimes she'll shut it down for a good bit, and then she'll bring it back up. You know, this is from her. I think this is from the last year's Olympia where she competed. She looked really impressive. I mean, and I remember when she was competing with physique, I felt like she should have made that move a little earlier. You know, but again, I think some ladies, they have to really sit down and, you know, really think about, you know, would it be better for them to stick in the division where, even though there's more shows, but sometimes it can be a struggle, especially with the judges going towards a certain look. She's very dedicated. I interviewed a couple of ladies that know her, that work with her, because you know her and her husband Rafi, who is also Ivy Pro, run their own gym. She works in the nursing field too, and, you know, try to find time. This is her doing some deadlifts. She's deadlifting 515. That's a lot of weight. Yeah, I mean, you know, especially for a woman. And she's doing bench press at 305. I was doing that by the time I was 16, 17. But, you know, but I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a competitor. I'm just a strong country boy, you know. But she could, you know, I don't know. Miss Olympia title holder, I don't know. Maybe I feel like maybe she could be one of those ladies who can crack the top 5. And she posted where she was in figure back in 2012 and her last Miss Olympia in 2025. And we can see how she has evolved as a competitor, you know.
Oh yeah, she really put on some size in 2025.
That's pretty much 13 years ago. You know, it takes a lot of time for you to build this amount of muscle. That's why this is why I think with some competitors, we talked about this before, that they should take the time and to grow first before they jump into a sport like bodybuilding or any kind of division, be it bodybuilding, be it physique, be it figure, or even bikini. You know, you need to take that time to work on the aesthetics, understand the factors in it, and also to grow. You know, because you never know, genetics, hard work. There's so many things that's part of this sport.
Yeah, it starts with the amateurs. You got to take that time to grow when you get that pro card. Sometimes they'll take a year off just to compete in the pro level.
Yeah. We have your comment. This is from man Ken. Shout out to Ken coming through. He says, I realize Angelina is not even qualified for this year. Wow. Well, actually, what somebody told me she is. You know, because you know I think I've tried to think, because it used to say that they say that when you become the Miss Live Phoenix champion, you get a pass. And then
you're light first.
Yeah, then it changed that. But then I'm hearing stories that she is qualified. I mean, we'll wait and see. And
Yeah.
maybe or whatever. She's not doing the Rise Wings this year, her or Ashley. So that's and I think they still doing top three for this year's Rising. I don't know. It's all up in the air. We have here a comment from my man David. He says Melissa does some brick action.
Brick.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, definitely see that. Yeah.
If
Wow.
you
Look
don't
at
get
that.
it, he's talking about brick action.
What is that? Actually, what's it mean? What's it mean?
Yeah. You're like, what?
Wait, what does brick action mean? I'm sorry, I couldn't. What does that mean?
I'll tell you when you grow up a little more, son. I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I'll tell
yeah.
you off. I think right now this is something you're too young to learn right now on live TV.
Oh, okay. I forget what I just
I'll
said.
tell
Okay,
you.
forget what I said.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. And you're still young. You're still
I get
young.
it now, man. Now it's go.
Okay. Shout out to Jeff. He says, "This he says the Tagwaho have may be winning it." Well, we're not talking about her right now. We're talking about Um, is there anybody else you think possibly right now, maybe in the future, or maybe sometime soon, who is you looking at that might be most definitely Miss
Ooh.
Olympia contender?
Man, there are so many names. Hey, look at my trusty.
Throw one or two you think of.
Let me look at my trusty iPad because there's so many names here.
Yeah. Well, before this up, man, shout out to a man, David, he's laughing. Yeah, you put that there for a reason. Also, shout out to my man here, Jeff. He says this. He says, KLA has an interview tomorrow. Yes, we know we mentioned it. He says this also. I would go to Velvet Row. No, you don't need to go. You don't need to go. No, you don't need to go. You need to. You too innocent, Jeff. I know but no, boy. I will advise you. You don't want to. My man KL told me some stories, and and
If you want to pick up
my
somebody else,
background. I
you
was
have
in the
to pick
strip
up
club.
a competitor who is currently competing and who isn't retiring. We're not counting. We're not counting Haley Trevo. We're not counting Sherry. We're not counting any. But we just have to count who's currently competing. And
What's her name?
Well,
Oprah. Oprah. Oh shoot, some.
Alita Oprah. She's
Yeah,
impressive,
yeah,
but
she
I
got the
feel like
size. Come on now.
I'd have to see competitor turn bodybuilder. Yeah, maybe
I.
sort of. She's getting there. She
mm,
does.
but
Come on,
also
this
she
shit.
is. I think she's at least around Andrea's age, and
You gotta
I
expect
don't.
the
I
unexpected in life.
honestly I can't see it, but I don't see it. Yeah, you can say expect it, but let's go with the truth of it. One thing she does have a Christian physique, she does, but I feel like one thing she needs to work on is she has the size. She has to come in and conditioned. And again, the IFB is still like a business. They will rather
Yeah,
push somebody who has a certain look, because she do well, and if she does make the Olympia, she can do as well as the last Olympia. But again, she has to go up against so many of the other, young competitors who's coming in here. This is
oh
this is
yeah,
from when she just did this is a picture from her when she did the Portugal Pro right after, and she has great muscle density. I think she's more like closer to Barbara Mojin.
Barmuji.
She has,
Yeah,
she has a size, but just needs to be more conditioned.
more condition.
Um, I would say, uh, again, she's a impressive lady. I ain't gonna deny her that. But again, it might be issues of conditioning and maybe just the overall look. She could do
Yeah,
well, maybe in the right circumstances, but again, it goes by what the judges are looking for. Take a second to someone like Alcione, and Alcione's number 5 in the world. Talk about Sherry
you
Piami.
guys. Oh yeah, sure,
I'm a
Piran.
fan. Yeah, I'm a fan of Sherry. Sherry is a impressive lady. She's thinking of retiring after this year, and she knows she's also planning on doing a couple of shows. That's most definitely Tampa, and that's also she's planning on
Yeah,
doing the Atlanta Pro.
yeah.
Um,
She would not say no to Linda. She mentioned it. She's doing
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Hmm.
and she's been competing. She was originally Women's Physique, and she's been a three-time Olympian. Yeah, I remember her best showing was back in 2023 when she was in the top five. 2024 wasn't too good. Um, she was dealing with some medical issues, and she's a mother. This is her with her daughter. Her daughter's a nun, and I think she wants to focus on spending time with her family. Because her youngest son is still in school, her oldest son just got into college, and her daughter is now a full-fledged nun. And she did an interview with me
Yeah.
and Glenn where she's talking about most definitely retiring, and also she has a boyfriend Chris that been together for quite some time. And I think life is more important than just bodybuilding for her. She
Yeah,
enjoys the sport. She
exactly.
loves it.
Yeah, if that's the direction she's going with after this, I respect that. If that's, I'm fine with that. Really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You know, I mean, like Sherry's been a guest on my channel and also a couple of times. And shout out, she's been a bad rap sponsored athlete.
Yep,
But
pals.
again,
Joe Eunice and JoJo.
yeah, shout
Yep.
out to
Shout out
Joey
to
and
them.
JoJo. Shout out JoJo and you uses the interview with Sarah Parker on her
Oh
podcast.
yeah,
I,
that was a
yeah,
good
it's a great
interview.
interview. My man David says this. He says, Sheriff Piami, she's the bestest.
Bestest.
Also, shout out to man DJ says someone that's Italian and maybe someone that is trying to become the next biggest star. Let's see it like that. And also shout out to uh, Jeff says I would have an upcoming interview maybe soon, maybe next year. Well, that's not upcoming. That's next year. Upcoming means you mean
Yeah, like soon.
yeah, brother. I mean, yeah, you gotta take your time. Also, he says this. He says I found a mother and daughter on Instagram that do bodybuilding from Brazil, but I'm not on Instagram. Okay, but I
What
think
about
this.
there were a few ladies we barely talked about that that were placed top, but weren't as close to the top 5 or 6 in past shows. Like I'm talking about like Hunter Henderson or what about I know Marilyn Yee was runner up last at Stephen Carr show, and can we talk about them for a moment? Like, do they have what it takes, or should
Oh,
they?
most definitely. I know Hunter
I
Henderson does.
honestly,
Oh yeah, Patty. Don't forget Patty. Yeah,
mm,
Patty it does look impressive, but I don't see her as a Miss Olympia competitor.
no, no, honestly, no. I don't see Patty Hansen. Patty Hansen's a nice
Wow.
physique, but overall,
And she's a
no.
great, yeah,
Uh,
great. I don't think she'll make it to the big league. She's just, as in, no, I think she'll make it to the top 5 by somewhere, but maybe not. Want to make it to be number 1.
Well, I would say if she does get Olympic qualification, if she's as you know, she's this year she's invited to the Rise of Phoenix.
Wait, hold on, you
Um,
guys.
yeah, go ahead. I don't see her even. If she does get Olympia, she'd be lucky if she gets in the top 10. If you have to take a
Yeah,
better,
that's what I'm
if
trying
we
to
have
say.
to take a better,
Somewhere
she'd
in
be
the
the
top
bottom
10.
10.
Yeah, somewhere in the top 10. Yeah.
No, I don't think top 10.
Okay.
Especially if you still have people like Salika, women like Brenya, Alcione, a couple of newcomers are coming in the game. No, not top 10 in Olympia. Maybe top 10 in a qualifier, top 5, top 3, but Olympia, no. Chelsea, she was one time top 10 in Olympia, but then she, was I think she took 11 or 12 last year. And Chelsea's a impressive lady, But I think it's all about, again, it goes back to the aesthetic of what they want to see in women's bodybuilding. They do want that femininity, but also they want that muscle. And that's why the thing about Andrea is so dominant because she has that. She has the muscle and the femininity. Some women have one more than the other. Like you look at Sarah Bradley. She has a great body, great presented, but she's very machismo mindset of attitude, and that's the thing that the IPP maybe doesn't really want to promote too much of. You look at Lavinia, she does have that, both a bit of it, but like I said again, she's still young, and and that muscle maturity hasn't even hit just yet. And just some stuff about Angela, that her background, she does certain sites, and again, it goes back to the IB and EBC is still a business, and they feel certain sites may not work. Shout out to my man David. He left me something. He says, "I eventually, this way, I eventually can see her moving to WB." So he left me, and I know who he's talking about. David. I know, David. I know you a fan of this lady. Uh, Possibly, could she? I don't know. Could she? She's been qualified for Olympia before in WPD, but women's bodybuilding, I would say it's a long shot. Because one thing she does have to bring in a few things like her overall physique and aesthetics. Like we talk about Susan
Yeah,
Matheson.
yeah, exactly. She does. And she, I know she needs to build more mass. I could need to make her work back, feel like a V, like the letter V. Try to
She's
make the
perfect
legs
the
more
way she
muscular,
is.
make the
She
legs
don't
more
need to get big.
muscular.
She don't need to get big than what she is. She don't need to be in women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's where
fine with
she.
her.
I think she's.
If this is the direction she's going with, I'm fine with it. Same with Paula. Paula's fine the way she is too.
I think she's never really going to be as big as she is now. And I think I doubt she'll push to that level. But as you mentioned again in your conversation, Paula Ranta, and there's a debate of her. I think actually I remember where there's talk about her. She was thinking about moving up to women's bodybuilding. And again, Paula is also she's a lot younger than Lavinia and Alcione. Paula
And
is
she was
just
two different. Yeah,
26.
she was from two different classes before she moved to physique. Like it was a big transition for her at the time.
Yeah, and she's still a young competitor. I mean, she has a crazy conditioned physique. She's also going to be doing a couple of shows. She's doing Chicago and Texas, and she was second in Texas last year. And she was top three at Tampa, and she won Chicago. That's where she's going back. Um, Again, it's that she's growing. This is from her from last year. Actually, this is from 2024 when she made her debut in WPD. She took second in the Imperial, and this is from her recent competition, which was Pittsburgh, which was a couple of months ago. And you can see that potential because, like again, she's still young. Will she push and go up to that division? You never know. You know, especially if she's chasing after the win physique title.
Tolerant.
Yeah. Shout out to my man David. He says, Susan Lovely. I know she.
We know. We
We
know.
know, we know, we know, we know. Calm down, man. Calm down. There's nothing special about her. She's not my girl. She's special. But anyway, folks, we're not gonna be on much too longer. I do appreciate my guests coming on here. Shout out to man Black Panther. He makes his comment. He says, "Women's bodybuilding and women's physique are the greatest." I give him that. Also, he says this. Um, Brazil has great WPD athletes. There are quite a few of them. You have sitting on top of the title is the Cuejo. And we might do this also. If you're not interested in taking part in this one, we might talk about who can be the future next Miss Olympia physique title. As you know, Natalia is herself is also in that same age of about 29 to nearly 30. And the title been going back and forth between her and Sarah. Again, I would like to see somebody else to be the champion. Because, and so again, I'm not a big Natalia fan, I'm not a big Sarah fan. I feel like it'd be nice to change it up a little bit between the both of them because if it's going back and forth, if Natalia wins it one year and then Sarah wins it next year, um, you know, could we see someone like Paula? Could we see someone maybe like Zama Benta? There's also just recently another young lady who's climbing up into the ranks. What's her name? It's back in my head. Oh, Brooke Walker is one lady who I think about. She has a great look to her. There's quite a few ladies over WPD that possibly, if timing right, circumstances right, and if they come in the best shape, they could possibly take that title.
What you talk about WPD?
Hmm?
Talk about WPD now.
Yeah, we'll do that for next time. We go into details.
Okay,
Or
gotcha.
you want to do it now? We can do it now, but it's up to y'all. What you
I know
want to
you.
do?
I don't think it was. I think it's clear. I think it feels like a subject for another time. It'll be as
Yeah,
long as
I
this
agree.
one if you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Like I said
if
again,
it's for
folks.
next week. I'm down for next week. I'm around next week. I can do that too.
Okay. Get nothing else to do.
Yeah, there's a
We have the
lot of.
comments. What you say?
I said there's a lot of WPD competitors out there. I agree with Alex.
Yeah, one lady we just saw, we just got her first Olympic qualification. That is Julia, impressive lady. She has a great look to her. Again, it's going to be tight because you have to have a lot of competitors who are coming in here. The division is changing, it's evolving. The judging criteria, it goes up and down. You see one woman who like someone like Sarah who wins a show and then telling her she's the look, and then you see someone like one lady who I'm a fan of, Marika Jones. But we can talk about that. We have here, shout out to my man Kenny says, discussion about the topic now gives me hope for the women for Miss Olympia in the future. For a while, I thought this category was dying in a few years. Yes, because that was the problem was the debate of, as back in 2014, was the last Miss Olympia title. Then we see for at least another 4 or 5 years till it came back in 2020, and then Andrea Shaw won it, and I think she brought a great look to her, great aesthetic, great overall physique. She kind of saved the division, and I can also forget Jake Wood stepping up and taking over the Olympia and giving the women's bodybuilding the opportunity because that's where they belong. The Olympia is the biggest stage in the sport of bodybuilding, and it shouldn't be exclusive of that division. Because at one point, you was only two divisions in the sport. You have men's, you had the women, and now you have all these other divisions. From men's open to men's classic to men's physique to 212 to women's bodybuilding to figure physique, fitness, wellness, bikini, and excuse me, fit model. I think we won't see Olympia till I think it's gonna be this year or next year. I think yes, it's gonna be this year, I believe. But it's a thing. As long as that the women are still trying to fight for a seat at the table. As long as people like Eunice, who's helping sponsor with bodybuilding at Atlanta Pro, as long as you have people like Anastasia Ryder, people talking about they didn't like the idea of the GoFundMe. But here's the thing is, I know it's a short-term solution for a long-term problem, but at least somebody's doing something. All y'all doing is like yeah. But what are you going to do to save your division? If you don't do something like what she did, she stood up. Shout out to Anastasia. She's been a guest on my channel. She stood up. She did something. Even though it's maybe just a small solution, it's something. I gotta give credit for that. And she's planning on doing Tampa. I think she might do another show. Could she ever get an Olympic qualification? Again, it goes back to the judging and what they want to see. But I think she's a present young lady. People like Andrea Shaw, people like Ashley Jones, so many other ladies who still represent that division, and ladies who are coming in who are making that switch like Sarah, and a couple of ladies just recently just made switch to women's physique who did a Portugal Pro. I gotta give them a shout out because we need those people to step up. For the others who say like, I won't say the division because I don't want to stop using that excuse. Realize you're outgrowing that division. Realize this. Go ahead. You're hitting the ceiling in that division. We can go a little higher in another division. But again, if we can have more promoters, sponsorship, those people want to give their opportunities to get win by win a fighting chance, we can appreciate it, especially as fans. Because again, this is what I say this. This is the division that got me into this stuff. Following these women, talking about them. I'm a fan. But anyway. So, gentlemen, any plans for the rest of this week, or y'all just just gonna sit out and just some people are watching soccer. I don't really care about soccer.
I really don't have no plans.
I'm just taking it
Hey,
easy.
I'm just,
I really need to get back into the drawing. I'm really trying to get my software back going. I really need to. I'm behind on a couple of ideas, and I really need to get up to it soon.
Over the weekend, I was watching the NPC universe. I
Oh,
just caught the fit model, the wellness and bikini. So I didn't see the women's physique and the figure. I think because I think I paid for it, but I didn't they didn't give me no notification, so I had to go to the site. I had to figure that out. But I did catch the other the divisions and stuff. I tried to record something, but I couldn't. I had to make it into pictures and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know none of these women's names that went to that got their pro card. I think one of them I've interviewed them. She's like an actress and stuff. She got
Chantel,
her pro card
yeah,
and stuff.
Chantel.
So,
We both interviewed Chantel.
yeah,
Chantel,
yeah,
she
Chantel,
just got a
yeah,
pro card in bikini. And another lady interviewed. Me and David interviewed her. Jessica Picard got her pro card in figure.
yeah,
So shout out to them. And one lady, she got 4 pro cards, and that was in physique, and 2 of them were in 2 different classes, and one was open class, one was a I think it was 40 plus and 45 plus class. So congratulations to her. So we got some new
one
pros.
chick. Yeah, she got like I don't know her name. I think maybe Josh know her name, but she had like this light green bikini and
light
stuff.
green.
She got yeah, light green, and she got she got her pro card and stuff. So
Was that figure
Oh,
or was
yeah,
that physique?
she's wellness. She's a wellness
Wellness.
competitor. Yeah,
Oh, I wasn't.
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna
Also,
lie, yo. Like yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like they nearly look all the same. I mean, it's nothing like they don't look bad, but they just look all the same. It's like maybe like you could tell apart a bit, but majority of the times they look all the same. And then it's got like a different class, A, B, C, D. Even with the bikini, like after a while, I just like I fell back from the bikini. I probably like maybe had watched the first class, and I think it was the masters. Yeah, it's the masters, and I just kind of like I'm good. That's all.
yeah, the bikini is like that's why I don't do as much content on it because they do look so much alike. And sometimes you can barely tell the difference between bikini and wellness now. Some of the women are getting a lot more conditioned. Some of the bikini girls look like they could do figure, and some have done that both. They have double dip both in figure and in and bikini. Again, it's about what the judges are looking for. It's about who's there at the time. There's some lady right now. There's some ladies right now who probably make their pro debut in another division. When they decide to make that leap, but it's gonna take some time. A couple ladies who also competed there didn't get a pro card. Shout out to Don Steely. Shout out to Michelle Bustamante. I got her name wrong. Bashimi, and also a couple more ladies who I follow who were there, but some get it, some didn't. But there's also coming up the following next week is the Team Collegiate. That is also a pro qualifier. So I think some ladies are. I think one lady we know, Bruna, says she's going to do that show because she switched over to fit model. So let's see how she does. So, gentlemen, I appreciate the conversation and the feedback. Miss Olympia is again. It is the like Eunice says. It's the architect division. Rigid bodybuilding is the architect that started for everybody else, and that's why I always want to recognize and show respect and also give attention to that division. The other divisions, yes, I pay attention to you. I recognize you. But again, some of you, particularly a certain one, I'm not a fan of. But again, hey, I'm down to interview you just to hear your story. But anyway, folks, thank you to my guest for coming through. Shout out to my man KL the Wonder. Shout out to him. Best of luck in his upcoming interview. Check it out. It's with Ryan Martin, who is a IFB figure pro, who I had pleasure interviewing. She's the Masters and Open competitor. Shout out to my man Josh who came through here. He's been in and out. So
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, I've been having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah. Also, shout out to my man here, Alex. He's on planning. He might be going to Tampa. Check it
I'm
out.
still,
Maybe.
still planning to go on Tampa. I just need to get everything all planned out, without being last minute. It's gonna be a tradition for me.
And folks, as you know,
Nice.
I'm planning on going to a show. I will make my announcement at the end of this month because I say it for my Sunday round table discussion because I'm trying to find something to talk about, or I might do. Let me see. I might do it on MuscleTalk Monday. I'm debating one of the two. But I gotta once I do the things I need to do, and I'm certain that I'm like I said, I don't want to tell anybody where I'm going just yet because I don't want to say I'm going did not go because I want to make sure that I got everything, all my ducks
That
in a
makes
row,
sense.
everything set up, and then say I'm making my announcement so I have a full month so everybody can and also folks, you see in this little line here. I'm not a rich man. I'm not like I said I have a job like I used to. But if you want to donate, I have a PayPal, a Cash App, and a Venmo. The GoFundMe is an old account. I need to delete that. If you want to support me in my travels, I appreciate that. Also, want to shout out to my man Black Panther who came through. Shout out to Jeff, Ken. Shout out to you. Appreciate you for David coming through here. All the others who are here, who who comment, follow, subscribe, support my channel. I appreciate your support, and I wish you all the best. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the week. Get his from man Bob Brown from my Black Panther says this. Give me because he has some comments says Andrea Shaw, Ashley Lynette Jones, and the soccer dancer will do great at the Miss Olympia in September. Women's bodybuilding is the greatest. Also, he says this. He says, I think that the 2027 Olympia weekend championship should be in Dallas, Texas, USA. Texas, USA has a great bodybuilding community. And there's quite a few ladies there, like the Sanka and also Ashley's there, and also so many others. But
Give me a
I
call when it
think
comes back to Orlando, and then we can talk.
I think some people rather have Orlando because they like the venue a lot better. So, folks, I appreciate my guests that came through. I appreciate y'all for supporting my channel, my content, and I wish you all the best of luck this rest of the year. Can you believe, folks? Just already July.
Yeah, exactly.
Time flies, folks. Time flies. Anyway, folks, it's me always Joy Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't subscribe, go subscribe. I'm out. Good luck, God not good luck, God bless, and good night.
Good one.